ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to David M. Hughes Stadium for Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM. Tom Nappy alongside Wally Henneberry. Welcome into the booth. We are moments away from the senior night festivities. Wally, a great atmosphere here tonight, and great conditions for a senior night football game.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night. Low 60s, maybe chip down to the high 50s when we get here. It hasn't rained for 6 or 7 years, so conditions will be dry, but a perfect night to be outside. Absolutely.
The Hillers looking to get back on track tonight. They're 1-5 coming into tonight's game. Norwood is 3-3. And Wally, a good sign to see Julian Rivard out there warming up. He's back with the team after being out for last week's game.
Right, yeah, they had a tough week last week, the Hillers did, without Rivard on the field. So it'll be nice to get him back out there. He's a leader for the team and, really a steadying force. And so seeing him just out there in warm-ups, I think, will give the team a little bit of a boost.
And right now down on the field, they're lining up for the Senior Day ceremony, and we'll get going with that soon. But let's take a look at the injury report, and actually we'll hold off on the injury report. Let's send it to the Senior Day ceremony.
We honor our senior for the girls cheerleading squad and the varsity football team here at Hopkinton High School. So let's get right to it. Tonight on the cheerleading squad, senior Ann Catherine Martin, who will meet her host mother, Mary Lou Knox, and host father, Joe Knox. Our next senior, from the cheer squad, Sarah Hackinson. Sarah will meet mother, Becky Hackinson, and father, Jay Hackinson. And now, Haley Minka. Haley will meet mother, Diana, father, Charlie, and brother, Logan Minka. From the cheer squad, Tegan Perry. Tegan is met by mother, Bridget, and father, Sean Perry. And now, from the Hiller varsity football team, senior Matt Bernardin. Matt is met by mother Janine, father Paul, and brother Robbie. Next, senior Sean Brown. Sean is met by mother Camille, father Mike, and sister Georgia. And now, Evan Fitzpatrick. Evan is met by father Andy and mother Caroline. Up next, Anthony Flores. Tony is met by parents Deborah, Alex, and brother Luis. Up next, Reese Goldweber. Reese is met by mother Erin, father Jeff, and sister Lily. And now, Quinn Keeler. Meeting Quinn is mother Jen, father Alex, and brother Max. And now, Nick Pedroli. Nick is met by parents Kristen and John and brother Matt. Next up, Sean Baker. Sean is met by parents Mike and Jody, sisters Ruth and Julia, and brother James. Our next senior, Captain Danny Boulos. Danny is met by Mother Anna and Father Jesse. And yes, Sean Baker is, of course, one of our fabulous captains this year as well. Our next captain, Jacob Desolitz. Jacob is met by Mother Heather and Father Dan. Our last football player and captain tonight is Julian Rivard. Julian is met by parents Mark and Joanna. Thank you all to our wonderful seniors on both the cheer squad and the Hopkins varsity football team. Thank you for all your memories and hard work these past couple years. We can't wait to watch you this next month.
And welcome into the press box here at David M. Hughes Stadium. We are just about ready for kickoff in this TVL Large matchup between the 1-5 Hopkinton Hillers and the 3-3 Norwood Mustangs. Tom Nappy alongside Wally Henneberry. Wally, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good
to do it again, right?
Absolutely. And we apologize. We had some technical difficulties during the senior night ceremony, but we will hopefully be able to have the recording for all of you out there. So apologies for the difficulties, but we did record, so that's a good thing.
Right.
But it is a beautiful night for football, 60 degrees out there, and here come your Hopkinton Hillers. Tonight they are wearing those orange jerseys, the alternate uniform, and tonight they are hoping to get on the right track. They got Julian Rivard back, which is certainly great to see. He's a big piece of this team, and it's, you know, they had a lot of guys out against a very tough Holliston team last week. It seems that they're getting some of those guys back, and it was a lot of their leadership who was out, so it's good to see Rivard, amongst others, back tonight.
Right, they had two captains out last week. Rivard, you know, starting quarterback for this team, so that really hurt the Hillers last week going into that game. Holliston's record wasn't what they had hoped, but they came in and really turned it up a notch against the Hillers and ran right through them. So I think the Hillers are really looking to bounce back tonight on senior night. You mentioned the alternate uniforms, the orange. Get those in the merchandise store at the school. But they're hoping that all that stuff kind of gives them a little bit of boost tonight.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the Hopkinton Hillers injury report. Out for tonight's game, Quinn Keeler, Ryan Lang, Alex Pacholi, Anthony Flores, Jamie McDonald, and Arjun Kavamandan are all inactive tonight. And Wally, we talk about some of those guys coming back, but to be missing the likes of Ryan Lang, Quinn Keeler, and Alex Pacholi, that certainly hurts a little bit if you're the Hillers.
Yeah, it does hurt to have that many players out, but we're hoping that the players that are back are make a big difference. And you can see all four captains in uniform tonight and in pads and ready to go. Last week that was not the case. So it looks like Rivard has his right knee wrapped. So that looks like that may have been the problem that kept him out last week. We'll keep an eye on that during the game today.
And if I remember correctly, last week I think there was only one captain who was actually able to dress and play, and that was, I believe, Desolates was able to play. The rest of the captains were out. So it's good to see that all the captains are going to be playing in this one.
Right. You really, these guys don't want to miss any games. So it's kind of, it's too bad when they do miss a game. So I'm sure all of them are glad to be back, and I'm sure the rest of the team is glad to have them back too. They're not just captains; they're seniors, they're leaders, and they're the players out there.
Absolutely. And another game we're paying attention to tonight. The Hopkinton Hiller girls soccer team is over in Westwood, and unfortunately, they are trailing right now in the second half, 3-1. The Hiller girls already clinched a playoff spot, but of course, they are fighting for seeding. But they're getting some tough competition as we wrap up regular season play, and right now trail 3-1 in the second half over in Westwood. So we'll see if they're able to make a comeback. We'll certainly keep you updated with what's going on over in Westwood. Well, we just had the coin flip. Hillers are going to receive to start this game off, and I think that's a smart idea for the Hillers.
Yeah, they've kind of been putting themselves in a hole at the beginning of games lately when they kick off first. So it'd be nice to get the ball and hopefully do something with it and not get the ball down 7-0. So it'll be better for the way they're going now.
Absolutely, and right now we'll send it to the opening announcements as we get this game underway here at David M. Hughes Stadium.
The 2024 Hopkinton captains are Danny Boulos, Jacob Desolates, Julian Rivard, and Sean Baker. The Tri-Valley League is committed to the highest ideals of sportsmanship and establishing a healthy environment for interscholastic competition. The league will not tolerate negative statements or actions directed towards competitors, game officials, or fans. Such actions include taunting, trash-talking, berating of players, coaches, or officials. The Tri-Valley League has adopted a zero-tolerance policy. Warnings will not be issued. Offenders will be ejected from the premises. So please respect all decisions made by officials. Respect all fans, coaches, participants, and opponents alike. All right, now we ask you to please rise, remove your caps for the playing of their national anthem, performed tonight by the HHS and 8th grade band under the direction of Mr. Craig Hay.
And there you have it. We are just about ready for some football here on this gorgeous night. Clear skies, 60 degrees. Wally, you can't ask for any type of better weather at this time of year.
No, this has been fantastic. Haven't had any wet weather at all to speak of for the whole month. Warmer than average temperatures, nice nights, every dry weather. It's been beautiful.
Absolutely. So the Hillers are set to receive, and they will be working right to left across your screen. And Norwood will be taking the field shortly. Norwood is just coming off a huge win last week as they took down the Westwood Wolverines 35-14. So they are certainly pretty pumped heading into tonight. And when you look at the standings in the TVL Large, it is close quarters. You got Westwood at 4-2. Ashland, Holliston, Norwood, all at 3-3. Dedham at 2-4, and the Hillers at 1-5. So everybody's kind of in the mix still for that title, Wally.
Right, no one's really out of it. Norwood Mustang comes in tonight with a lot of momentum after that big win that you just mentioned last week.
And teeing it up, set to kick it away, is Curlison Oliveira for the Norwood Mustangs. And we are ready for some football on this Thursday night at Hopkinton High School. And Oliveira is going to send it to the far side, end over end, a bit of a shorter kickoff. The return goes to about the 35, 36-yard line, and that is where this Hiller offense will start their first drive of the game.
Yeah, that's kind of fortunate for them. It was kind of a soft, short kick, a little pop-up in the air. Hillers were able to just catch it, and then they recovered immediately, whereas the kick was so short. So they're going to get it in good field position, right at the 35.
Ball marked at the 35, first and 10. Here we go. Leading the Hiller offense tonight, Julian Rivard is out there, and he is, or actually that's Buenatello, excuse me. He's leading the offense tonight, and he's going to take it himself up the far side for about 3 or 4 yards there.
Yeah, a little surprised not to see Rivard out there, but he could still be nursing that knee injury, and they might be trying to ease him back in.
It looks like both of them were getting reps with the first team. Perhaps you see some kind of combination.
Yeah, a little timeshare issue out there with the two of them.
And there's always the case that perhaps Rivard was good to warm up for the game just in case, and maybe he won't be out there. We'll have to wait and see. Buentello is going to line it up out of the gun with Gavin Vogel to his left, and he will take this himself, testing the right side of the defense this time, and he gets to about the 42, so about a 3-yard pickup there.
Yeah, so two good, decent runs to start the game, 2 3-yard pickups basically. So they're looking at 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and that's kind of what you want to do, at least nice positive plays, whereas they've kind of been putting themselves in a hole last few games, starting off running and not getting anywhere. So it's nice to see some positive yardage.
Yeah, I think this is what you call feeling out that defense.
Right. And being a little conservative, but in a good way, I think, tonight.
Buentello going to line it up out of the gun with Pedroli to his left, Vogel to his right. Takes it himself. He'll pitch it back to Pedroli, and he's dragged down in the backfield for a loss. That's a loss of 5 or 6 yards there.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there.
And a good takedown for Norwood.
So 2 good positive plays, and unfortunately you're looking at a 3 and out here for the Hillers. But what's happening here is they started in pretty good field position, so hopefully they can pin Norwood deep, whereas the last few games they're being pinned deep and they're punting and giving up good field position. And so hopefully that's not going to happen here tonight.
And that was Danny Russo, the captain lineman for Norwood, who came up with the tackle in the backfield, and the Hillers punted away. It'll sail to the far side and out of bounds at around the 35. So now we'll get our first look at the Norwood offense.
They're just kind of trading field positions there. So the Norwood's going to start at about, like you said, about the 35. So they're in about the same position the Hillers were where they started.
9:38 left to go in the first quarter. And here comes the Mustangs of Norwood. They're actually going to have a little bit better field position than we initially thought. They're marked at the 42-yard line, working left to right across your screen. And they are going to line it up with quarterback under center, I formation in the backfield. And handing it off is Sheehan to the up back, who takes it to about the 45 before being pushed out of bounds. On the run there, that was Jack Dwyer, who has been really the main offensive weapon for this Norwood team. He'll be someone to look out for this game.
Yeah, good blocking by the fullback going first. Pushed a little bit, gave him a little bit of a hole to run through, got him about 2 or 3 yards.
Back up to the line they go. They'll put Sheehan under center, I formation once again in the backfield with the receiver spread out to either side. Back to pass, throws to his left, connects with Sam Larkey along the sideline. That'll be good for a first down as he's brought out of bounds at around the 42.
Yeah, nice route right up the sidelines there. The receiver was able to catch the ball, shake his defender, and then get another 6 or 7 yards before he was pushed out of bounds at the 44. So big pickup there for Norwood.
Into Hiller territory they go.
So the Hillers looking like they're showing this same defense they've been playing every week. Looks like a cover one where they have one safety deep and then man-to-man coverage down up closer to the line of scrimmage.
Out of the eye once again, Dwyer up the middle, and he is able to get across to the 40. So good pickup there.
About 5 yards there. Again, they got the I formation. The fullback cuts through, punches a big hole, and the tailback runs it right up the middle. Nothing fancy, just powerful.
So you can mark him for about 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4 to go for the Mustangs. And the Hiller defense, unfortunately, was not able to clamp down on Holliston, who was running the ball a whole lot last week. We'll see if they have improved on their run defense a little bit this week. Out of the eye in the backfield once again. With 2 receivers to the right, it goes to Dwyer. Along the far side he goes. He has a first down, and he pushes his way forward past the 30 to get some big yardage for Norwood.
Yeah, that's like a 10-yard gain there. That was a nice run for him. Big, powerful run. Again, I really saw the fullback hit somebody and push a big hole there, and then Dwyer was able to do the rest after that, after contact and pushing guys for another number of yards afterwards.
An 11-yard pickup. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 27.
Yeah, the Hillers kind of need to tighten up things at the line of scrimmage here. Hopefully they'll be able to do that after they've seen what Norton's plan is here.
I formation once again in the backfield. Receiver spread out to the left. And it's Dwyer again. Why not? It's working. Up the far side he goes. And he's still pushing his way forward past the 10.
Wow.
And he got some very significant yardage there.
Yeah, that's like a 25-yard run. The left tackle really set the edge for Norwood there. He turned in the line and just crushed the line down. I think one of the receivers came in to help, and that just opened up the whole left side of the field. Dwyer was just running through cornerbacks at that point.
It almost looks like the ball is marked at around the 6. So that ended up being about a 20-yard pickup for Dwyer. Out of the eye once again in the backfield. Let's see if they go to Dwyer. They will, pushing his way forward, and this time the Hiller defense clamps down and stops him at around the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a yard out of
maybe
that.
A yard, yeah. Good showing by the Hiller line right there. Yeah, it looks like no gain at all. So that's a nice defensive stand right there for the Hillers on the defensive line.
And Norwood working quickly, and you get the impression that they want to try to tire out this defense quickly.
And they're only changing their formation by where they're putting their wide receivers. Sometimes 2 to the left, sometimes 1 on each side, but it's really that double eye back coming straight at you.
And it's going to Dwyer again, right up the middle he goes, and he is into the end zone for the 6-yard touchdown run. And just like that, the Norwood Mustangs take the lead.
Norwood's really running with confidence now after the first couple of runs were stopped for 4 or 5 yards. Now they're getting big yardage out of them, and they kind of have a good feel for what they're doing up front now.
And now for the extra point attempt, it is Carlson Oliveira, and he gets it right through, and just like that, it's 7-0 Norwood.
That was probably about a 5 or 6 minute drive there after a 3 and out for the Hillers.
Well, actually, that drive was a little less than 4 minutes. It was 3 minutes, 48 seconds to be exact.
With only one pass play.
They go 58 yards, and it was Jack Dwyer, the captain, taking it into the end zone for the 6-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, he got a lot of work on that first drive, didn't he?
Certainly did, and he was just running right through that Hiller defense.
Right.
Certainly some impressive running there.
The left side of the line is good, but I think Dwyer's best friend is that fullback in front of him.
Absolutely. So Norwood starts things off on a positive note. We'll see if the Hiller offense can respond. Oliveira tees it up, and he is set to kick it away.
So if we remember, the last kick was fairly short. I don't expect a booming one this time out of him, but so kind of look for an up man to hopefully get a little bit of a return out of this. Yeah, another short little pop-up.
Yep, short kick there, lands at the 30-yard line and is brought to about the 35. And that's where the Hiller offense will start on the return. I believe that was
right on the 35.
Alex Petroli, who I thought was out today, but perhaps he's in. So the Hiller offense comes out for their second drive of the game. Pretty good field position, and we'll see if they can get something going. And I think one of the keys for this team, Wally, is they got to keep the offense on the field. They got to establish some drives.
Absolutely. Their defense really is getting worn down by being on the field for most of the game, unfortunately.
And not a good start to this drive, as he is brought down in the backfield for a loss. And the Norwood defensive front was ready for that attempted run by Vogel.
Yeah, lost 4 yards on the play. So now we're looking at 2nd and 14. You're already digging yourself a hole. It'd be nice. I think they need to open it up a little bit. A little bit, maybe some screen passes just to get it out into space. You don't have to throw it deep, but get the ball out in space.
Quintello out of the gun. Vogel to his right. Takes the snap. He's going to take it himself. Oh. Pitches it to Vogel, and a big hit delivered. There is a flag on the play. And we'll see what the flag is about. And the hit was a big hit, but I'm not sure if it was.
It looked shoulder to shoulder to me, but we're kind of far away, and we don't have the benefit of replay.
But the other scenario could have been a hold, and that's exactly what it was, a hold against the Hillers.
Declined.
Yep. Norwood will decline it as the Hillers ended up losing yards. They are marked back at the 30.
Yeah, so we're looking at 3rd and 15 now. Yeah, Norwood didn't want to give them a second down again, even though they only lost 1 yard. They'll take the downs. So now it's a long third and long here.
Well, this Norwood defense has been impressive. They have stopped some potent offenses in their last few games. Out of the gun once again. This time 2 receivers either side will throw the screen, and it is caught but goes nowhere. And that was Blake Murphy on the reception, but that is going to bring up 4th down for the Hillers. Another good defensive play by Norwood.
Yeah, it looks like he got about a yard out of that. I do like the fact that they kind of threw it, see what they could get out of it, but they didn't really get much out of it, unfortunately.
Out to punt it away is Reese Goldweber. I'll tell you, this Norwood defense, Wally, they came ready to play. He pulls it down and just gets it away.
Nice line drive, though.
It certainly was. And it sails back to the 40. The return will be taken to about the 49. So about a 9-yard return there.
So Norwood's looking at about the same thing that they looked at before. They got a little bit better field position, but they're looking at a short field, and they're coming out with a lot of confidence in their running game. Let's see if the Hillers can kind of sell out and go and stop the run, even if it can make Norwood prove that they can throw it. They've only thrown it once so far.
Well, I think until the Hillers prove they can stop the run, Norwood's just going to keep running it.
Exactly, and that's why they need to come out and really put everything they have into stopping the run.
So here we go, second drive for the Mustangs, as we just had the second punt for the Hillers. Sheehan out of the gun this time, and he is going to go play action, has time, rolls to his right now under pressure, and throws it just a little too far ahead of his intended target, Dan Reen.
Yeah, good defense there on the pass play. Now, I would say from the couple of games that we've done, unfortunately we've done fewer games than they've shown, than they've had. The better part of their defense is their secondary and their coverage. A little bit weaker up front against the run, But the secondary, I think, is very plays very well, and I think if Norwood goes to the pass, they'll be able to stop him a little bit here.
They're going to go out of the gun once again, and he is going to hand it off this time, and the Hillers ready for it on the rush attempt. That was Matty Banks, and he's brought down at around the line of scrimmage by a herd of Hillers.
Yeah, he's going to get just a yard out of that. So where he's out of the gun, a little bit slower to develop, and a little penetration by the defensive line, was able to get the running back and get him down before he could do any damage.
So the Hiller defense tightening up for the moment. A 3rd-and-9 situation now for Norwood.
Will Boucher just came a little hobbling off the field, number 33. Hopefully he's fine, and he's going to sit down for a minute. I expect to see him back in the game.
Sheehan lined up out of the gun with a man in the backfield. The snap gets away. Sheehan picks it back up, rolls to his right, and will throw it away. And I'd say that's a smart move there.
Yeah,
and it looked like a good snap, just kind of bounced off his hand.
Yeah, that was a tough one. He showed a little bit of arm strength, kind of running backwards and getting it out toward the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. Lucky, good play by the quarterback.
So a nice job by the Hiller defense as they tighten up. It is 4th-and-9 from midfield, and it looks like they will indeed punt it away.
Yeah, Hiller's forcing a punt. That's nice to see. High snap.
He pulls it down, and Cadet gets the punt away, and it'll sail back to about the 19, 20-yard line and be fairly caught, and that is where the Hillers will start this drive at 2:30 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Hillers have to take that as a small victory right there, forcing the 3-and-out on a team that just ran it down your throat 5 minutes ago. So that's good to see, and the Hillers come out, and hopefully they'll turn that momentum into a little offense here.
Absolutely. The one thing you didn't want to do on that second Norwood drive is allow them to get another touchdown and fall behind early.
Yeah, and just march it right down your throat again.
Wintello out of the gun. Vogel to his right. Motion along the right side. He drops the snap. In trouble. Brought down in the backfield.
Oh, that hurts. But there's a flag now. Late flag.
And on the sack, that was number 88, I believe, for Norwood. Let's see what this flag's about.
It's going to be against Norwood.
There might have been a false start, perhaps.
The referee seems to be limping a little bit.
That is a 15-yard penalty from the spot.
15
I
yards.
wonder if the official took any contact.
Yeah,
he was
wonder.
kind of in the middle of the action there.
Limping there, and he's flexing his leg. Yeah, so that's a 15-yard penalty, so that had to be some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct. I missed the call, unfortunately.
I think I just heard tripping.
Tripping.
So the ball is marked at the 25-yard line, and it's 1st-and-5 for the Hillers. And Buentello going to take this snap. He'll take it himself up the near side and gets a couple before he's wrapped up and dragged down by the Norwood captain, Drew Bartuca.
Yeah, got a nice little run around the corner, hurdled the player, and then was quickly swallowed up right after the hurdling. Makes for a nice little highlight. Picked up a yard or two.
That brings up 2nd down for the Hillers. Actually, it looks like they marked them right at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, right. Yeah, they were up.
Yeah, they're at the 25 for the line of scrimmage because of the penalty.
Right.
So they're right back there. So no gain on that last play. And back to the line they go. Wintello is going to line it up out of the gun. Vogel to his right. Receiver spread out to either side, and he goes play action, rolls to his right, has some room to work with, and is able to get over. A defender lost the football. Let's see who recovered. If the Hillers recovered, they will have a 1st down. And I believe Wintello might have recovered it. He did.
Yeah, great. Good call. Look, they've shown that they don't like to pass it. They go back to pass, and it's really not a pass. It's a quarterback draw, but a really well-executed one. Waited for all the defense to back up and go into the coverage, and that's when he took off and got around the end. Then a nice big hit, and he kind of flying over and lost the ball, but kind of hopped back on it. A good play by Buntello.
It's a 5-yard pickup there, enough to move the chains, and the Hillers have a fresh set of downs.
I like the way that was good execution on that play.
Buntello's out of the gun once again with Vogel to his left. Takes the snap, rolling to his left, and he's dragged down in the backfield. Drew Bartuka came barreling in and had a clean break to Buntello.
Yeah, the defensive line was in the backfield before Buntello could do anything about it.
And that's going to be a loss of about 8 yards there.
Yeah, they're really having a tough time, just trying to get out of this one part of the field. A lot of plays, back and forth, first down, then you're second and 15, then you get up almost the first down, then you're back again. A lot of plays just without really moving the ball. It's too bad.
It's kind of how this season has been, as that was the end of the first quarter. We're going to switch sides and move on to the second quarter. We'll keep things right here, however. But that's kind of the story of the season for this Hiller team is, they get a good play and then something happens like a penalty or they take a big loss, and they need to find a way to fix that, Wally.
Yeah, they need to be able to carry their momentum forward. Even if they have a nice drive, the next drive is somewhat disappointing. So they haven't been able to maintain their good fortune. They really have to work on that.
So we move on to the second quarter, and the Hiller girls soccer update. They were down 3-1 late in the second half. I believe they ended up coming up short tonight. We'll get the confirmation for you in just a bit. But some other TVL action going on tonight on the gridiron includes Norwood and Medway. That game at a 6 p.m. start. And we do have an update. It was a 7-0 Norton lead over Medway after the first quarter. They're now at the half. Norton leads Medway 24-14. As we switch ends, and we are ready to go here in the second quarter. And the Hillers facing second and long.
Yeah, second and 18 here. They got a long way to go.
Hillers now working left to right across your screen. Buntello out of the gun. Play action under pressure. Rolls to his right. Launches it downfield. Pedroli comes up and pulls it in. What a catch by Nick Pedroli.
What a fantastic catch and a beautiful throw by Buntello on the run. He was flushed out of the pocket, sprinting around to his right. Then he realized that he had time. So he looked upfield, saw his man, let it fly. And what a great catch, tiptoeing on the sideline by Petroli.
What a job by Buntello getting that pass off. And the ball is marked at the 36-yard line. So
yeah, that's a big one for Buntello. He really had time. When he realized he had time, he was able to look up and survey the field. A nice play by him. Very heads up.
42-yard pickup, Wally.
That's a great play.
Buntello out of the gun, back to his left.
They got to keep this going forward now.
Pedroli's in motion. He's going to throw the screen. Pedroli working his way up the far side. Gets a yard or two before he is brought down by Drew Bartuka.
Yeah, nice sprint out screen by Pedroli, in motion across. But they're not really able to turn any of these upfield at all for anything more than a modest gain.
Actually, it looks like a small loss there, so got a loss of a couple. I think that was probably the best pass we've seen from Buntello, and we've seen a couple other good ones, but that one had some great distance on it, and it was right into the arms of Pedroli.
Yeah, no, definitely the best pass we've seen out of him this year.
Buntello out of the gun. Vogel to his left. Has two receivers either side. Some motion along the left side. Takes the snap. Throws it upfield and connects. A nice little short pass there to Blake Murphy to move the Hillers up to the 31-yard line. A pickup of several yards there.
Perfect pass by Buntello there. Nice route. Puts it right out in the soft spot in the zone there. Finds a little spot, sits down, catches the ball, and they've got a quick 5 yards.
And Buntello going to take this one himself. Testing the right side of the defense. Finds a little space. Gets close to the first down. He is going to be short. We'll see where they mark him.
And they are moving quickly here on offense, which I like to see.
Well, one thing I'm seeing is Buentello gets some good plays going. He's starting to build up his confidence.
Right, works with a little quicker rhythm.
Right back to the line they go. Hiller's in the hurry up as they are trying to get some momentum. Or should I say continue the momentum of this drive. Buentello back to pass. Throws to his right, connects with Pedroli, and it's hauled in at around the 20-yard line. And that is going to move the chains.
Yeah, another good pass there by Buentello. A nice catch by Pedroli. Yeah, very good play. Now they're starting to feel a little confidence, starting to air it out. Now the defense has to spread out, and good things are going to happen if they can keep executing.
And I'm getting word that number 15 is Iram Grady. Blake Murphy is out for the game. So that's Grady in there at number 15. Buentello takes this himself, and he got maybe a yard or two there, testing the middle. Or Liam Grady, I apologize. There are two 15s on the roster, Wally. I just realized that.
Yeah, these rosters that aren't in the NFL, they do kind of double up on numbers.
So 2nd and 9 for the Hillers. And they're going to huddle up this time and draw something out. Buentello is going to be out of the gun with Vogel to his right. And he has two receivers spread out to his left. Takes the snap. Looking
right.
upfield, and he almost connected. That was right in the arms of Trevor Blind, but it came out at the last possible second, and that'll bring up 3rd and 9. That was a nice pass, Wally.
Yeah, it was a nice pass right into his stomach, and good defensive play by Norwood to be able to catch, get him right when he caught the ball and jar it loose.
And really, that's when you got to catch.
Yeah,
that was right in his chest, but he was obviously under pressure. Took a hit immediately after the ball hit him. So we'll give him a break on that one.
He is just a teenager after all.
But Buentello and the offense back up to the line as he is lined up in the gun. Vogel to his left, and he's under pressure as he rolls to his left, and he is brought down by a number of Norwood Mustangs, leading the way, none other than the captain, Drew Bartuka.
Yeah, Norwood is able to knife right through into the backfield, the offensive backfield, with a lot of regularity, and it's kind of too bad to see. You want to see what Buentello can do when he's got protection, and I don't want to criticize the offensive line very much, but but Norwood's playing very well on the defensive line.
What I think it is you got to maybe get an extra guy to watch Bartuka. He is he's very fast and can just rip through that offensive line. Certainly someone you're going to have to keep an eye on. A bit of a low snap. He pulls it up, and he is trying to get to his right, but he's going to be dragged down in the backfield by Dan Reen and company for Norwood. And Buentello looks maybe a little shooken up there.
I think he really was the play before. But the Hillers are going to turn it over on downs there. They were going for it on 4th and long.
Well, they're deep in Norwood territory, so you certainly can't blame them as they were trying to get something going. But there they lose 6 yards, so that'll push them back as they are set to punt it away. The good news is they have an opportunity to pin Norwood very deep.
No, they're not.
Oh, actually, excuse me, it's turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. They're right there.
Right, so never mind that. Turnover on downs, and here comes the Norwood offense.
They look like they're going back to their set from the first series they had where under center with the power I formation.
They will indeed, and that's Dwyer up the far side, and he finds a little room there and gets about 6 or 7.
Yeah, very reminiscent of their first drive where Dwyer's the back man on the I formation and following his fullback right through the line.
So they mark him for 8. And Norwood in business, and we'll see if, they tried to pass a little bit on that last drive. Didn't work out so well. So we'll see if they go back to that running game throughout the majority of this drive, as that did work on the first drive.
Right. I'll bet they do kind of try to get a first down or two like that and then try to open it up again.
Sheehan's under center. Once again, it's Dwyer getting the call and pushing his way forward. And the Hiller defense ready for him that time.
But he did get enough for the first down there, though, I believe.
Liam Grady and Noah Taskin were in on the stop, and it does appear that he did get enough.
The good news is they didn't let him get too far to do a lot of damage, but he did pick up the first down, and that'll give Norwood, obviously, 4 more downs.
But it was good to see the Hiller defense swarm Grady with tacklers, because clearly it's going to take more than one guy to bring him down on most occasions.
Right, and they were able to stop him and push him back.
Sheehan and the Norwood offense back up to the line. He's lined up under center, I formation in the backfield, back to pass. Looking to his left, has a wide open receiver and connects at the 50. Sam Larkey into Hiller territory, brought down at around the 44. And I think maybe a bit of a miscommunication there, Wally.
Yeah, he was wide open coming down the sideline. I think the defense may have been a little fooled or kind of fell asleep on. They had the quarterback under center. It looked like that running formation that they do, and they threw it out of it, and I think they kind of caught the Hillers a little bit flat-footed on that play.
So 12-yard pickup there. That moves the chains once again. And that was Sam Larkey's second reception of the game. And he has a pair of double-digit receptions. He'll be someone to look out for. Sheehan under center. I formation in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off to the fullback this time, and the Hillers swarm in after Bartuka gets a yard or two.
Yeah, he only got 1 or 2 yards there. He hit the line, and that was it. So he really does his damage blocking, obviously, because no one was blocking for him. So usually he gets through the line, blows open the hole, and then the running back will just really tear through after that, Dwyer.
2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. Sheehan lined up under center. In the backfield, you got Dwyer. And now motion right to left. And he will go to Dwyer. Dwyer testing the left side of that defense and breaks right through. And all the way to about the 10-yard line he goes.
And we got a flag on the end of that play, maybe a face mask. But that was a big hole open at the right end of the line there. The fullback was able to push open the line instead of caving it in, and Dwyer just took that all the way down the field to about the 10-yard line.
Pending this penalty, that'll be a 32-yard pickup, but we'll see what this flag is about. That's going to be a horse collar on the Hillers. That hurts even more if you were Hopkinton.
So that'll be half the distance to the goal.
So to the 5-yard line goes Norwood. And a quick moving second quarter, Wally. 3:45 and counting.
Yeah. When the teams are running or completing passes like the Hillers were, clock just keeps running.
I formation in the backfield. And he is going to pitch it back to Dwyer, and Dwyer finds a little room along the right side, and it's all the room he'll need. A 5-yard touchdown run for Jack Dwyer on the sweep, and that makes it a 13-0 Norwood lead.
Yeah, Jack Dwyer there, he really got just to the pylon, and where he was, dogpiled by the Hillers, but just inside the pylon for the touchdown.
Well, Norwood burns a whole lot of clock, and they find the end zone for the second time tonight. Out for the extra point is Carlson Oliveira, and right through he goes. A 14-0 lead for the Norwood Mustangs.
And you're right about the clock, rolling. The Hillers are going to get this back under 3 minutes to go in the half. And this will only be the third time they've touched the ball.
Yeah, they haven't even touched it this quarter yet.
Wow.
It's just quite unbelievable to think about. And we'll try to do some quick math here. My math on the flash is a little spotty, Wally, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, math under the gun like this is not always recommended.
So they had it for 8:35 in this quarter, plus the 2.5 last quarter. So about 11 minutes that drive lasted.
Wow.
An 11-minute drive that goes 69 yards and results in a 5-yard touchdown run by Jack Dwyer. And that's his second touchdown of the night.
The Hillers really need to take advantage of these short kickoffs here, and they need to, kind of tighten up their return and do some good blocking. And they want to get up closer to the 40, 45-yard line, I would say, on this return if they can. Otherwise, that would be a little bit of a disappointment, I would think.
Carlson Oliveira set to kick it away.
Oh, that's a little deeper.
That's a nice one, end over end, back to about the 12. And here comes the Hillers.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to kick it that deep. So they're back at the 30, kind of pinned them deeper than they have been. The Hillers have been getting the ball around the 35 on the kickoffs.
So not the worst field position for the Hillers, but their offense certainly needs to get something going, and they need to do it quickly. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the first half.
Yeah, they've had success in the last drive with those quick passes. I'd like to see more of that.
And this is the first time of the quarter the Hillers have had the ball. Rivard out of the gun.
Julian Rivard back in the game as the quarterback.
That's good. That's going to be a timeout by the Hillers. So Julian Rivard coming back in, and Josh Buentello, he's a junior. Rivard in his senior year, and certainly next year I'm sure it'll be Buentello getting the starting job at quarterback. But they started off with Rivard this year, and both quarterbacks bring some very good attributes. Buentello could certainly probably run the ball a little more than Rivard can, but Rivard has more of the arm, I would say.
Yeah, he's more of your prototypical quarterback, and he's got more experience, so he kind of shows a little bit more back there. Buentello's coming along, even just in the couple of games we've seen him.
And Buentello right now is going to line up on the left side as a receiver. Rivard is going to line it up out of the gun with a back to his right. Takes the snap, throws up the middle, and connects. Big hit after the catch, but what a job hanging on by guess who? Josh Buentello.
Yeah, big hit. Yeah,
there's a flag. I think that's going to be helmet to helmet.
Yeah, I'll bet you Buentello's happy that hit was taken. He was after gaining yards.
Yeah, I believe there was some helmet-to-helmet contact there. We'll see what the officials say. But Buentello, I remember in the first couple games, Wally, where we saw Buentello as a receiver.
Right.
And he's very fast and has a great pair of hands and could certainly be a weapon out there.
Yeah, I think it would only help the Hillers to have both players on the field, Rivard and Buentello. And you're right, helmet
targeting.
Yep. 15 yards on top of that play.
So that is a huge boost to the Hillers.
Nice pass by Rivard, though, too. Very nice throw. And he's coming in cold.
So you get the 10-yard pickup. Yeah, that was right in to Buentello's chest, exactly where you want it. Rivard out of the gun once again, back to pass, throws up the middle, and diving, making the catch is Buentello. And how about that? Rivard to Buentello making it happen.
Yeah, they have a good connection out there so far. Just after two plays, you can already feel the connection between the two.
So up to the 43 they go, 8-yard pickup on that last reception by Buentello. Rivard out of the gun. Vogel to his right, takes the snap. He's back to pass again. Looking to his right, throws towards the sideline, and a great defensive play to bat it down by Sam Larkey, intended target Nick Pedroli, and that is textbook defensive coverage
cornerbacking, right? Yeah, really nice sprint out and throw by Rivard, who was being pressured, but Larkey with the great diving defensive play where he was able to knock down the pass, because that looked like that could have been a nice reception.
Certainly. It was a pretty good throw, but the defensive back, Sam Larkey, was ready for that pass. And this time they're going to line it up out of the gun once again in this 3rd and 2 situation. He'll roll to his right towards the sideline, and it looks like he might have enough. Let's see where they mark him. Actually, he could
mark him short of the 35.
Short.
36, yeah. I don't know if they're going to get the first down there.
Yeah, they're going to be a little bit short.
Gave him a yard, so 4th and a long 1, 4th and 2.
Well, that brings up 4th down. You're in Norwood territory, down by a couple touchdowns. I think they're going to keep the offense out there.
Yeah, you're in a, too short to punt, too long for the field goal range here. And I think they feel pretty good with Rivard behind center here.
Yeah, it's good to see kind of a spark into this offense on this drive with Rivard in there. Motion right to left, Pedroli in motion. He'll take the screen. Up the left side he goes, a first down and more as he brings it close to the 30.
Yeah, things are really starting to click with Rivard at the helm here.
And I like that play call, Wally.
I do too. I liked it before when Buentello did it, but they couldn't convert it. This time they were able to get a nice chunk of yards on it. And we've got a timeout here.
Norwood, that is their first time.
So the Mustangs take a timeout. 2 minutes left to go in the half. And Wally, if the Hillers could find the end zone heading into the halftime locker room, that puts them right back in the game and certainly is a huge momentum boost.
Oh, yeah, it'll give them a huge boost after that, especially where you've changed your quarterbacks. You've put back in your starting quarterback who you were unsure of if he was even going to play. Now he comes in and the offense starts clicking and you move it in the end zone. You're going to come out in the second half feeling like you really have got something going now.
Absolutely.
The only unfortunate thing is the Hillers will be kicking off to start the second half.
Well, we'll see if the Hillers are able to keep it going.
So we're coming out of the timeout here. Hillers are going to line up. 2 minutes to go. It's like a 2-minute warning here before the half. Rivard in the backfield in the shotgun.
All right, so here we go. First and 10, 2 minutes left, and Rivard going to throw to Pedroli, and it's just a little high.
A good play by Pedroli to get a hand on it. The throw wasn't there, but he was able to just get a hand on it. There were 3 defenders there, all with their eyes huge wide open, thinking that they were going to intercept that ball, and Pedroli was able to redirect it. So now we're looking at 2nd and 10 here with just a minute 53 to go in the half. Clock has stopped with the incomplete pass, obviously, so that helps from. So let's see if they can manage the clock and hopefully get a score.
All right, here we go. Rivard lined up out of the gun with Vogel to his right. Receiver spread out to either side. Under pressure, gets rid of it. Up the left side, and I think that was caught. Was he in bounds?
Yeah, he definitely caught it. We'll have to see if he's in bounds or
looks
not.
Like they're saying he was out.
No, out of bounds.
Yep.
There is a flag on the play.
That was Josh Buentello. What a job getting rid of it by Rivard. But we're being told that flag on the field could potentially be roughing the passer.
Yeah, he stood in there. Yeah, he stood in there. Rivard stood right in there with a defender rushing him right in the face as he let go of that. And that's probably why the ball was a little high, but he stood right in there and took that hit. So that'll give them a first down at the 15-yard line with just a minute 47 to go here, and the clock is stopped for them. So they've got plenty of time to get their cracks here at the end zone.
They certainly do. Rivard is out of the gun once again with a back to his left. Some motion from left to right. Takes the snap, looking upfield, and connects to the near side at around the 15. That was Evan Fitzpatrick.
Now, I'd like to see them kind of hustle to the line here. They're looking like they're slowly moving to the huddle. I'd like to see them move a little bit quicker. So the clock is rolling. We're under about a minute 25 to go here.
So they get 4 yards out of that, and you're right. Time is certainly a factor. 1:18 and counting left to go in the half.
The Hillers have been much better this year managing the clock than they have been in the past. So I'd like to think they know what they're doing, and they're kind of ready for, going slower, going quickly.
Rivard back to pass, looks up the middle, and it was just incomplete. And what a hit Guentello took, jumping up and trying to corral that ball in.
Yeah, it looked like it almost went right through his hands as he went up for it.
I want to say that was Brian. Right. I thought it was Brian Dearborn, but I have him marked as out, so we'll have to find out what defender that was. I thought it was 8. Actually, it was 6, Drew Bartuca.
Yeah.
No, again.
Yeah, now he's covering pass plays.
So Bartuca is all over the field tonight for Norwood and makes a big play there, but 3rd and 6, a minute and a second left. Rivard out of the gun once again. Play action, rolling to his right, and connects at around the 5. Or no, he dropped it.
Incomplete here, so we're looking at 4th down now with 53 seconds to go from about the 15.
It was in and out of the hands of John Winslow.
Sorry, they're on about the 12 or 13. Yeah, we're looking at 4th and 7 with 53 seconds to go. And the offense, they're going to line up for a field goal. So they want to get any points they can.
Yeah, might as well. Winslow out there for the field goal attempt. And this is going to be about a 30-yard attempt. Snap and the kick, and it is good. All right, so the Hillers are on the board. A 30-yard field goal there for Winslow, and that makes it a 14-3 game.
Yeah, so that drive ends with a little bit of, not disappointment, but I think Norwood comes away with that drive feeling a little bit good, where they kind of stood up at the end and they didn't give up the touchdown, but the Hillers are going to also feel good. They were moving the ball. Rivard came in, the offense was clicking. He was able to throw the ball down the field and really get results, and they get close to the goal line, and they are going to come away with points. So I think the Hillers are going to be happy with that drive as well.
All right, so the Hillers will take it. I mean, those points, they get you back into this game and give you a little momentum going into the halftime locker room. Of course, we still got 48 seconds here, so the defense is going to have to continue to clamp down and not give Norwood the motivation to go for anything big here. But that Hiller drive was certainly the best drive we've seen from this team in a while.
In a while.
During a time of the game that they were actually very much in it.
Right, Tom. They really needed that, and it really showed that they were equal to Norwood tonight for a little part of this game. A little short chip shot here.
And I think that's the right move. You're trying to avoid the big return, but Norwood has other ideas, as Kevin Roach was trying to push the pile forward and keep going, but he got to about the 43-44.
So now Norwood's going to take over here with 39 seconds to go, plus a couple of timeouts. I think they have 2. So hopefully, well, it's going to be difficult for them to move the ball without using their timeouts, I think, because they haven't been passing very well. So they're going to run the ball, probably, and that'll keep the clock running. I mean, they probably will pass, but they haven't shown that they can be successful doing it yet.
Well, we'll see. The one thing you want to do here is, if they run the ball, stop them quick. Don't let them get too deep into Hiller territory. And did we have a flag?
Yeah, flag on the return.
So it'll be against Norwood.
And that will help the Hillers push them back further to the 29-yard line.
I want to say it was a holding call. In any case, here we go. 39 seconds left. Out of the gun is Sheehan, and he is going to hand it off. A run up the middle, not much there. 3 or 4 yards on the run.
And the clock is just going to keep running there. They're not going to call a timeout. They're going to line right back up.
So it looks like Norwood trying to see if they could do a little something here before the halftime break. Sheehan up the far side, and it is hauled in. And that is very close to a first down. On the catch is Griffin Kelly.
And timeout, or they're going to either stop the clock for the chains.
And he did get enough for the first down, so it looks like Norwood might take a couple shots here at the end zone.
They just took a timeout. So 10 seconds to go. They're still looking at 60 yards.
And this kind of surprises me a little bit, Wally. Not that they are, not that they ran the ball, but that it seems like they might try to take a couple long distance passes, considering they're getting the ball to start the second half.
Right.
But perhaps it'll pay off here for Norwood. We shall see.
Yeah, they've got 60 yards to go and 10 seconds to do it and one timeout to use. Or they could just line up for a 77-yard field goal. So he's got loaded the field with receivers here on this side. We've got 3 receivers on this side and 1 on the far side.
So here we go. Sheehan back to pass. Throws up the middle, and it's complete to Jack Dwyer. Dwyer eluding defenders, and guess what? It pays off for Norwood as Dwyer takes it to the house. A 61-yard touchdown reception.
Wow. That was just a little screenplay out of the backfield to Dwyer right over the line of scrimmage, and he took it 59 yards for the touchdown. Like the only thing the Hillers couldn't have happen on that play is what happened.
Well, Wally, there's a reason that I announced games instead of coach them, and Norwood made the right call there going for it. It pays off in a huge way as Carlson Oliveira out for the extra point, and he gets it right through. And the Norwood Mustangs at the halftime break take a 21-3 lead. And not only that, Wally, they're getting the ball to start the second half, so not what you wanted there at all if you're the Hillers.
No, that's a real momentum killer.
Yeah,
for the Hillers, and you can see them walking in. You just see like how the Hillers are walking into their locker room right now, real slow. And you just saw the shot of the Norwood Mustangs heading over to their spot, and they're all running and hopping and moving quickly.
Right.
So you can see how the momentum of that play has really turned things.
And obviously we got a long way to go, a lot of football left to be played, but you could have been going into the halftime locker room with the score 14-3. You just had a successful drive that resulted in scores. But Norwood was quickly able to change that. But right now we're going to send it down to field level for the halftime show. A 21-3 Norwood lead at the halftime break. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Football on HCAM.
Hi, everyone. We're about to announce the 50-50 raffle ticket winner. All right, the winner is 940974. Again, 940974. One more time, 940974.
If that's your number, please come to the main booth of the press box of the stand for your prize, which is cold hard cash.
This is Huckington High School. I won't let you get me down. I'll keep getting up when I hit the ground. Oh, never give up, no, never give up, no, no. Oh, I won't let you get me down. I'll keep getting up when I hit the ground. Oh, never give up, no, never give up, no, no. Oh, you know who you're messing with. Killer. Don't let down. Up this high, we'll never hit the ground. Don't look down. Up this high, we'll never hit the ground. Can't count us out, we're here to stay. Killers in the house. We conquer fears and bring the cheer. Victory is what we're about. Killer Nation, feel the fire while we take it up a notch. It's new year, new us, and we're still shaking up the block. She can break 'em, rattle 'em up. Healers, yeah, you know what's up. We never cheat the cards. Play the hell we do. Never look for handouts. We did it by ourselves. We gon' shine, we gon' shine, we gon' shine. We gon' shine, we gon' shine, we gon' shine. Killers.
Welcome back to David M. Hughes Stadium. We are just about ready for the second half. Entering the second half, it's Norwood leading the Hillers 21-3. Tom Nappy alongside Wally Hannaberry. Welcome in to the booth here at David M. Hughes Stadium. Wally, it looked like the Hillers were going to have some good momentum heading into the locker room. But then with 39 seconds left, Norwood gets the ball back and ends up going 57 yards overall, a huge reception for a touchdown to none other than Jack Dwyer to wrap up the half. And it was certainly just a rough way to end the second quarter. But now if you're the Hillers, you got to dust yourself off. And
Right.
You had something going on offense, which was great to see. When Julian Rivard came into the game, you were able to find the end zone and find some momentum. So I think you just got to stay focused on continuing where you left off offensively if you're the Hillers.
Definitely. Yeah, Rivard came in and really opened up the offense. I don't know if it was him alone or the way offense runs with him in it. With Quintello out as a wide receiver, it gives them an extra dimension. Whatever they are doing, it really makes a big difference. So they have to keep doing that and get excited about that. But they are going to have to start this second half by kicking off the ball to Norwood. And that defense here is going to have to play a big role in any kind of comeback if they want it.
John Winslow tees it up and is set to kick it away. And it's going to be a line drive kind of kick that'll land at the 26-yard line. Here comes a return. Could be a big return. All the way to the Hiller 45 goes Matty Banks. And Norwood is going to start this second half off with some very good field position.
Yeah, that was going to be a touchdown return if it weren't for the kicker waiting for him. So Winslow was waiting for him at the 45-yard line and said, no, well, you're not returning my kick all the way for a touchdown. So good thing for the Hillers that Winslow was back there.
Quite a game going on between Norton and Medway. We'll have more about that in just a moment as we are set for the first offensive snap of the second half. Sheehan is lined up under center. He's going to hand it off. Dwyer right up the middle he goes, and that is good for a Norwood first down as he gets to about the 35.
About a 10-yard pickup there, and that is going to move the chains. Nice run right up the middle. They don't really have any trouble with that.
Well, Jack Dwyer, a very impressive player for Norwood, and it's someone that the Hillers are going to have to clamp down on in the first half. Dwyer had 12 rushing attempts for 98 yards, and you can't forget that 61-yard touchdown reception.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns are all by Dwyer, is that right?
That's right. So if you have him on your fantasy team, you're having a pretty good night.
Yeah, starting off early, Thursday night football.
I formation in the backfield. Dwyer again up the middle, and he gets about 5 yards this time.
And you could see the cloud of dust when he get tackled right on your screen.
He's an impressive athlete, and his speed is just very difficult to stop.
Yeah, speed and power. There's no finesse in his game. He's not a swivel hips kind of guy. He takes the ball, puts his head down, and he's going to run either right by you or right through you.
So Medway, who was once trailing Norton by 14 points, they now lead it 28-24 late in the fourth quarter there. And unfortunately, Hiller girls soccer fell short to Westwood tonight on the road. A 3-1 Westwood win, handing the Hiller girls their first loss of the season. High formation in the backfield for Norwood. It's Dwyer once again. They're going to keep testing that defensive line. And he gets a few yards there, up to about the 27-26. So it's going to be a 5-yard pickup or so.
Yeah, they're looking at about 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6 now.
So the Mustangs keeping that clock rolling to start off the second quarter. They burned about 8.5 minutes, continuing what would be an 11-minute drive. So the Hiller offense has not been on the field a whole lot. Play action. He rolls to his right, throws upfield. It's caught at around the 10, and that's going to be a first down for the Mustangs. Dan Reen on the reception.
Yeah, it looked like the Hillers are in kind of a deep zone on that defense, and he was able to get kind of midway out there in a nice open area to get that pass. And for a first down.
Yeah, and everything just clicking right now for Norwood as they continue to move deep into Hiller territory. First and 10 from the 15. Quarterback under center with Dwyer in the backfield. He's going to hand it off. Here comes Dwyer to the near side, and he will jump out of bounds close to the 10. It looks like they're going to mark him at the 8. So 7-yard pickup there.
Yeah, he does have a lot of speed. He hit that corner very quickly. He's not the biggest kid in the world out there either.
No, but he can motor up
Yeah,
the field.
and
That's for
he's
sure.
strong, low center of gravity, and a lot of speed.
Yeah, he's the ideal kind of build for a running back with a lot of speed.
And he gets the ball a lot. So he's not wearing down.
And from what I heard, he gave Westwood and Medway, two opponents that Norwood saw quite a hard time, or Bellingham rather. I formation once again, and it's Dwyer once again, and to the end zone he goes, and he is in. Touchdown Norwood. An 8-yard touchdown run, and the 4th touchdown of the game for Jack Dwyer.
And he ran over a Hiller at the goal line to get in.
So everything just continuing to click.
3.5 minutes on that drive, not even.
Right.
Carlson Oliveira's kick is up and it is good.
So it is a 28-3 Norwood lead, extra point good, and just like that, they're up by 3 touchdowns. That drive lasted 3 minutes and about 3 minutes and 16 seconds. They go 55 yards, and the result, an 8-yard touchdown run by Jack Dwyer. Well, if you're the Hillers, your mission here is see if you could keep going offensively. See if you could get that momentum that you had on that last drive that was led by Julian Rivard, who came into the game. And Josh Buentello stayed in the game, but as a receiver and made some very big plays.
Right.
And I think that combination of Rivard, Buentello could be something that the Hillers are going to look at.
Right, they're going to have to build off of that. And even though it might not be tonight, but going forward, I think that's going to be a big one for them, getting 2 real good athletes out there instead of having one on the sideline, which is unfortunate. But the game really opened up for the Hillers when they did make the change.
Carlson and Oliveira set to kick it away. The Hillers will get the ball for the first time of the second half. He sends it to the far side, and it's hauled in at around the 8. A good return up the sideline.
Nice return by the Hillers.
And on the return there, that was Iago Ferreira.
Yeah, he was able to get up the sidelines for a nice little return there. So they were caught it kind of deep. You didn't really want to start back there, so they were able to move it up to about the 30-yard line, 31-yard line, and start from there, which is not great field position, but it could have been a lot worse.
So here comes the Hillers offense, and they are going to start this drive from their own 32-yard line, working left to right across your screen. Rivard is in there, and he will throw the screen. It's taken for a couple of yards up the sideline by Liam Grady.
And he's going to get about 3 yards out of that. So, again, they're getting even the little gains are positive, which is nice. They really can't afford a 3-and-out here at all.
So they mark him for 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8 to go for the Hillers. And I think you're going to see Rivard out of the shotgun pretty much from here on out, Wally, with the score the way it is.
Yeah, I do too. He's looking for, I thought he was going to look for Buentello on this end, but he threw it farther the other way.
And completes it up the far sideline once again. A nice catch there by Winslow.
Johnny Winslow with the catch.
That's going to get him about 3rd and 5 now. Yeah, I was watching Buentello on this end. He was split real wide here, and he took a nice wide route, and he looked like he was open, but I think they were looking for something quicker, a little quick hitter on a timing play on the other side.
So that makes it 3rd down and about 6 to go for the Hillers. Out of the gun is Rivard, takes the snap, back pedals, throws to his right. It's caught by Pedroli.
Oh!
And Pedroli nearly broke free, but ankle tackle there by Kevin Roach, and he was the last hope to stop Pedroli, but he is in Norwood territory.
He was a shoestring away from going all the way for a touchdown. Boy, what a great play. He had two receivers on this end of the field crossing right to left, and Pedroli coming across left to right, and the field was wide open on this side because the receivers here had cleared everything out, and he was able to catch it on the run and keep going. The perfect pass laid right in there, right in stride, and he was able to keep running.
It's about a 23-yard pickup for the Hillers. Out of the gun they go once again. Rivard takes the snap, rolls to his right, up the sideline, and he was trying to hit Winslow, but just a little too much out of Winslow's reach there.
Yeah, he had a guy right in his face. He had to get rid of the ball, kind of threw it out of bounds, and he's still hobbling a little bit on that right knee.
Yeah, he ended up taking a bit of a hit on that.
And he is hobbling out there. Unfortunately, they really need him.
Yeah, it was Drew Bartuka who was
bearing down
on him, but Bartuka actually seemed to have tripped and kind of rolled into his ankle there. Out of the gun once again, takes the snap, looking upfield. He's aiming
Buentello
for the right side, and it's caught by Buentello.
At the 11-yard line. Nice pickup.
That is exactly what the Hillers needed, a huge pickup there, and that is a 24-yard gainer.
And they're in the hurry up now. They don't want to have anything stop their momentum.
Well, the Hillers, they did well through the air under Rivard, 86 yards overall passing.
Big blitz coming.
Rivard back to pass, and he was looking for Pedroli in the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Now we've got an interception perhaps.
Oh, wow.
At the goal line.
It looks like we might.
Pass is intercepted by Norwood.
So that pass picked off. I wasn't sure if he stayed in bounds.
It was, so he had a big,
oh, wow.
Yeah, he had a big crowd coming in, blitzing on him, and he was falling backwards and threw it up for grabs, and unfortunately into a crowd of Norton players near the goal line.
And it was Chase Chastanet with the interception.
Yeah, and that's going to come out as a touchback out to the 20.
So Chase Chastanet, a big interception to keep momentum completely with Norwood right now. And the Mustangs get the ball back at 5:45 left to go in this third quarter.
The good news is the Hillers are moving the ball, but they aren't scoring.
Well, you can't have mistakes like that down by this much, as we're going to get a run here up the far side to about the 26-27.
But that was a whole lot of pressure that Rivard was facing on that blitz.
It certainly was, and that's what this Norwood team has done so well at all game long, is just constant pressure
yeah,
on the quarterback, and it has really paid off tonight. I believe on that last carry, that was Griffin Kelly. I think Norwood probably going to try to burn some clock here as Sheehan takes it out of the pistol. He'll hand it off. It's Dwyer, and Dwyer eluding a couple tacklers and working his way to about the 32. There is a flag, so we'll see what this is about. It looks like this one might be coming back, Wally.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold. Yep, holding against Norwood here.
So this will bring Norwood back to the
22-yard
line. Yeah.
The side marker says first down, but The scoreboard says 2nd and 5, and neither of those are right. Okay, so now the sideline marker says 2nd down.
There we go.
So 2nd and 8.
So one of them was right.
Yeah, the 5 was wrong and 1st down was wrong.
Sheehan takes the snap, rolls to his left under pressure. He's going to take it himself up the sideline and out of bounds at around the 30. So he turns what could have been a loss there into a gain of about 8 yards.
Yeah, that was almost like a Trojan horse, like the line let the Hillers into the backfield and he just outran them the other way. Came right by him.
Well, Norwood, they had 101 yards on the ground in the first half, continuing to rack up the rushing yards in this second half and keep that clock moving. 4:19 and left to go.
Yeah, again, you're right about the clock. It just keeps ticking, and the Hillers have nothing to do but can't stop it.
Back to pass this time. He finds Dwyer on a little quick out, and Dwyer is
Still
pushing
up.
his way forward, and he's going to have a
Still
first
up.
down.
Wow, I'm surprised they blew the whistle. I mean, he wasn't really making much gains, but he was not stopped.
Right.
That will be a Mustang first.
So that ends up being a 4-yard gain and enough for the Norwood first down. It's now going to be 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And the Mustangs keeping that clock moving. They're certainly in no rush. And as of right now, they have this game well at hand. We'll see if the Hiller defense can clamp down and get the ball back. They're going to go out of the eye this time. And it's going to be a run up the middle, good for a couple.
Yeah, he really just hit the line, and everything kind of stopped there.
And that was Drew
Might
Bartuka.
have got a yard or two there, but you can see the cloud of dust in the cliche 2 yards in a cloud of dust.
Seen a lot of that dust out there tonight, Wally.
Well, because we haven't seen any rain in 6 months.
Let's take you through the TVL schedule. Norton and Medway currently in progress. Tomorrow you got Holliston at Ashland, Bellingham at Dover Sherborne, Westwood at Dedham, and Millis at Medfield. As we have league play in the TVL. Out of the gun, it's another run up the far side. It's Dwyer, and he is going to get close to the first down.
Yeah, he 30 seconds to go.
Here we go, out of the gun once again, and it'll be a fake to Dwyer. He throws to his right. It is caught, but it looks like he is stopped short.
He stopped, right near the line to gain.
That was Bartuka on the reception, and he's
Dwyer behind him, no fullback, and they're going to go quarterback sneak, and Sheehan's going right up the middle, and he's going to get it and more. He got about 7 yards on the pickup there, right up the middle on the quarterback sneak, and that'll move the chains.
Oh, we got a flag, Wally. Late flag.
All right, we'll have to see what that's all about.
I'm guessing this is some sort of incident after the play, since that flag came in so late. We have offsetting.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. See, that's against the Hillers. Unsportsmanlike conduct. 15 yards against Hillers.
Well, they could just be getting a little frustrated, but you certainly don't want to let your emotions get the best out of you and give Norwood even more momentum.
Right, that's a 4th down and less than 1. Quarterback sneak where they go for about 7, and then you tack on an extra 15 yards, and now they're down deep in your territory.
So far, this drive has eaten up over 4 minutes of clock. Out of the eye, it's Dwyer. And this time, they are ready for him. Evan Fitzpatrick drags him down for a loss.
Yeah, he was able to dodge the fullback and be waiting for Dwyer to come right into his arms and stop them for a loss. That's one of the few times we've seen Dwyer stop for a loss tonight.
A loss of about 4 yards there, and that brings up 2nd and about 14 to go. High formation once again in the backfield. Play action under pressure. Rolls to his right, and it's caught. What a pass and what a catch under pressure and corralling it in. That was number 88, who there is no listed 88 on the roster.
We're going to call him the tight end.
If I had to take a guess at it, I would assume it was 83 Benny Powell.
But nice play by Sheehan, able to elude some defenders. Oh, there he goes.
Look at
There
this.
he goes.
Right up the far side, and another touchdown for Jack Dwyer, a 30-yard touchdown run.
That's his 5th touchdown of the day. That's a whale of a day.
Absolutely. I think he'll be a candidate for Player of the Week in some publications.
I hope he gets the game ball from his coach today after the game.
Set for the extra point is Carlson Lavera, and it is
good.
right through. 2 seconds left on the clock in the 3rd quarter.
2 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Norwood 35.
And the Norwood Mustangs, they are in charge and up 35-3.
Yeah, that's a big lead now, unfortunately. But hopefully we can see if the Hillers can continue to move the ball with a little bit of the ease and excitement that they've been doing for the last few drives. Unfortunately, they haven't really – it hasn't turned into big points, but the initial stagnation of their offense is over, and they're able to move the ball, which is nice. Hopefully we can get a few points out of this game now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the positive note has been you've kind of found an offense tonight. You've had a couple good, long-lasting drives. You got a field goal out of one of them, and the other, it was an interception in the end zone.
Yeah.
But you got deep into Norwood territory, and this Norwood defense, they are known for being stingy. They don't give up a whole lot of points, so to get those drives going deep in their territory, that's something you could work with.
Yeah, I think they have a good formula going here with Rivard at quarterback, Buntello, and Pedroli as the wideouts.
And that's going to
been working.
Right, and that'll be your mission for the rest of the game, really, just see if you can keep those offensive drives long-lasting.
That's going to go out of bounds. That's a flag.
Resulting in points. That goes out of bounds, and the Hillers will have some pretty good field position. So they'll start this drive with 2 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And they're going to get the ball at the 35.
They will indeed.
And I'd like to see them go in they don't have to go complete no huddle, hurry up, but I would like to see them try to get to the line quickly and see what they can do with a good defense on the field and see what they can do.
All right, final play of the 3rd quarter here. A low snap. Rivard pulls it up under pressure. Up the middle, incomplete. And that's how the 3rd quarter will end. We will head to the final 12 minutes.
Yeah, Rivard took a hit on that play as he let go of the ball, and he looked like he also hit his hand on a defensive player's helmet. So he's kind of shaking that throwing hand right now. Let's hope it's all right. And a lot of times quarterbacks, that's how they break their fingers. So the last thing we need is for Rivard
Yes.
to get knocked out on something, that a quarterback can't play with, a broken finger.
Well, I mean, when you look at this offense, Rivard, Buentello, and of course you can't forget about Nick Pedroli have been your best contributors, and those are the guys that you need to really try to make sure they stay healthy.
Right. But he was dodging a couple of pass rushers. He was able to get free, and just when he was getting ready to let go of the ball, he got hit. That's why the ball was sailed over the defenders' heads and luckily into no man's land past the defense. So no interception, but he did get his hand whacked on a helmet.
Well, another TVL final to tell you about. The Medway Mustangs defeated the Norton Lancers 28-24. They come back after being down by, I think it was 14 points at one point, and end up getting the win. Rivard out of the gun with a back to his left. Looks to his right, now to his left, throws to his left, incomplete.
Yeah, let's hope. And that was to Pedroli out here in the flat, and he was wide open, not a defender near him, and that throw kind of got away from Rivard. Let's hope that's not due to any kind of a hand injury.
Absolutely. That pass a little bit uncharacteristic, I would say, of Rivard, but
Right, especially what we've seen tonight. He's been really on target.
yeah, I mean, it could have just been a coincidence, but we'll certainly have to keep an eye on that. Rivard out of the gun once again. Vogel to his right. He has Buentello spread out to his left. Takes the snap, throws up the right side, and incomplete. A little too far ahead of his intended target, Reese Goldweber.
Yeah, good ball, though. No one in his face. He let it fly, nice spiral, so hopefully that bodes well for his hand conditions.
And we do have the running clock in effect. 10:20 and counting left to go. The Hillers facing a fourth down situation, and we'll see if they punt it away.
It looks like they
It looks
are
like
going
they
to.
did- yeah, it looks like they did change up the unit on the field, so they'll punt it away and see if they can stop Norwood. Goldweber is back to punt it away, and he will get off a high sailing punt that'll land at around the 45 and go out of bounds, and the Norwood offense will come back out and probably run the ball a whole lot to see if they could burn some of this clock.
I wouldn't be surprised if Norwood runs the clock and almost salts away the whole game on a long, slow drive to nowhere.
Well, considering the running clock is in effect.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
All it would take really is a couple first downs to burn the majority of it. But I'll tell you, the TVL, it's going to be interesting over the next few weeks. Norwood, obviously, tonight they're going to improve to 4-3. But you got Holliston, Ashland, both at 3-3 heading into the week. Westwood at 4-2. It's going to be quite a race for the TVL Arch title. Out of the gun they go. Sheehan's still in there, and he is going to hand it off. And we're going to get a big run here. Up the middle into Hiller territory, all the way to the 35 goes Matty Banks.
Matty Banks with the carry.
Yeah, I was thinking that was Dwyer, but as he was getting tackled, I said, that guy's uniform is too clean. That's somebody new.
Well, Banks had a couple carries earlier in the game, but that was certainly his biggest one as he goes 24 yards into Hiller territory. The Hillers next week to wrap up regular season play will be in Dedham. And then, of course, it'll be playoff and non-playoff time, depending on who your team is.
Oh, nice play.
Right up the middle, big hit delivered there by number 43, who I don't see on the Hiller roster. Must have been some kind of, well, they got the orange
Right.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hearing it was Aaron Butkus.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Butkus. He got through the line and was able to drag down the ball carrier before he could get free.
Right, they got the orange jerseys on, so I think some of the numbers in some cases are a little different.
Right,
for
they
the
might.
Hillers.
Yeah, they might not have gotten all the complement of numbers that they needed.
Look forward to seeing you all there.
We'll have to get the orange jersey, Ross, for
Yeah.
next time. Out of the gun they go, and it's going to be another run here, and Banks takes a big hit.
That was a
And that was Jacob Desolates, the captain, delivering a monstrous hit.
yeah, actually, and he had help too, and I never got his number. The two guys, that was a tremendous hit. Took the ball carrier right off his feet and flat onto his shoulder blades.
Yeah, it was Desolates, and then I think 75, Canuck Kincaid came in.
So looking at it, 3rd and long here, which is unusual territory for Norwood tonight.
Well, the Hiller defense, they're still trying to get this ball back and make something happen. And it's going to be a run up the far side, and he might have enough.
That's close.
Or that
Very
was a
close.
screen, I believe. Was that a pitch or a screen, Wally? I kind of missed it.
You know, it was a screen play, yeah. Yeah, he kind of turned like a little screen where he squirted out after chipping the pass rusher.
Actually, they did stop him short.
Yep.
So it looks like it was a 9-yard pickup.
Looks like Hillers had their hands on him after like just a yard, but he was able to really squirm his way up for a big gain, almost to the first down markers.
So now
they're going for it.
Yeah, they might as well. 4th and 1, deep in Hiller territory. And it's going to be a run up the middle. They'll have the first down and a little more.
Yeah, I would say a lot more. Wow. Yeah, that's like a
I was trying to
10-yard gain or 12-yard gain.
That was Kevin Roach. I was trying to be nice.
I know.
So Kevin Roach keeps the drive going, and they have a 12-yard gain. That'll move the chains,
right up
keep
to about the
clock
14-yard
moving.
line.
Yep.
Just inside the 15. And the clock is still running. 5 minutes to go here in the 4th.
And this drive has eaten up 4.5 minutes and counting. And here we go. You're in Operation Burn Clock. If you're Norwood, Sheehan going to take the snap, and we'll have a whistle here.
Probably a false start here.
It will indeed be a false start.
Oh, illegal shift.
Illegal shift on Norwood.
But basically the same result. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty.
So that'll put him back at about the 19.
Well, the Hillers celebrated senior night prior to the game, and looking at the roster, only 9-10 seniors this season. Wally, it's a younger Hiller team.
Right. Hopefully that bodes well for the future.
Absolutely. That's usually how it works. You go
Right.
through a rough year or two, and then you build up those freshmen and sophomores, and before you know it, you're at the top of the league.
Right.
Here's another run here. This one not going to go very far. In on the stop was Evan Gronemeyer.
Yeah, and he's going to stop him before he even gets near the original line of scrimmage. So, actually, stopped him at about
Right around the line of scrimmage.
right around the line of scrimmage for them. So it's still 2nd and 15.
Yes, 2nd and 15.
Clock now down to 3.5 minutes left to go.
Yeah, Norwood's going to use every second in between plays they can if they want.
I was actually surprised at how quick of a rate they were going.
I think they realized they were moving the ball, and they said we might as well try to score.
Right. Out of the gun once again, takes the snap, and it's a run up the middle, and some good yardage.
The
here.
ball
The
came out.
Come out. It looks like it may have.
Looks like the Hillers might have it.
Yeah, I think
But
the Hillers jumped on it.
Nobody's celebrating, though.
It looks like it was Liam Grady.
Yeah, I think the ball, he must have already been
I
down
think
because
they're gonna say
there
he
was
was
no
down.
celebration at all.
Right. Yeah, he was down. Look, I got the stream on, which is you get like a 5-10 second delay, so it's perfect. to quickly take a look at what just happened, and the ball, he was clearly down when that ball came out. So good call by the officials, who have done a nice job tonight. And
keeper.
Yeah, keeper here, and he finds all kinds of space.
That's a touchdown.
And he is in. Caden Sheehan becomes only the second Norwood Mustang tonight with a touchdown.
Yeah, you say that's only the second Mustang to score a touchdown. You think that's a good thing?
Because the other 5 belong to Jack Dwyer.
Yeah, I think he's already halfway home by now.
We'll attempt the extra point. Clock continues moving with the running clock rule, and I think that rule, it's a great rule. It prevents injuries. You know the result of the game already when it goes into effect, and I think it's the right way to go.
Doesn't prolong the misery, I guess.
Exactly.
But, if you have any hope of a comeback, it really takes that away, though, unfortunately. But usually by the time they do put the running clock in, your hope of a comeback is really, really slim.
Well, considering you got to be down by 27 or more,
four touchdowns, yeah.
I think the game's kind of out of hand usually at that point anyway. Well, how about Carlson Oliveira, the kicker for Norwood, a perfect 6 for 6.
Yeah, I noticed that after the last one. I'm like, this guy hasn't missed an extra point yet.
Very impressive field goal kicker, and this Norwood team, I think they're going to do big things. They're very well-rounded. They got a good running game, and it looks like a couple good receiving targets as well. Very strong defense. So
I think if you put the Hiller passing game with the Norton running game, you'd really have something.
Yeah, absolutely. So Oliveira tees it up and is set to kick it away, and the Hillers might not even have time to run a play as that clock continues to move.
Oh, yeah, you're
seconds
right.
And counting.
Yeah, this might be it.
End over end it goes, and it'll have a flat landing at the 20-yard line, but be picked up and returned to about the 26-27, and that should do it.
Hillers don't have time to get another playoff, and it's over.
Well, that will wrap up what was a bit of a frustrating game for the Hillers, but they did have some positives. And certainly one of those positives was the performance of Nick Pedroli, who did very well receiving-wise, 4 receptions for 57.
Start the game, which would have been nice if he was in from the beginning, especially on senior night for him. To start the game on the bench, which was tough. But it was starting to look a lot like last week's game where they really couldn't get anything going. But the good thing was they were able to come in and open up the offense and really move the ball. Unfortunately, it didn't turn into many points at all. So hopefully they have to take that into next week's game and see if they can really concentrate now instead of on moving the ball, scoring the ball to that.
Well, next week the Hillers will be in Dedham and take on 2-4 Dedham. So perhaps they could come out with a win to end regular season play. Unfortunately, the Hillers after that, they'll be in the non-playoff system, but you'll still get some great opponents, and you'll get to see us again because we're going to have a couple home games during the non-playoff system.
That'll be exciting. We haven't had a whole lot of home games yet, so it'll be nice to keep coming.
But, of course, you have the Super Bowl on Thanksgiving with the Ashland
game.
Clockers.
Right.
So who knows? We shall see.
Looking forward to that.
Absolutely. We shall see what the rest of the season will bring. It should be very interesting. But the Hillers fall short tonight by a final of 42-3. Norwood now 4-3. Hillers fall to 1-6. A big thank you to our crew tonight, John Ritz, Denise Antaki, as well as Ben, my broadcast partner, Wally Hannaberry. I'm Tom Nappy. We thank you for tuning in to Hiller Football on HCAM. Final score for the final time, Norwood takes down Hopkinton by a final score of 42-3. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.